Kendall. That's where Riel Creighton is. She's got a big tree down in that area. Riel, is this blocking the road there?
It is blocking the road, a large part of the road. This is really just not the worst of the damage. This is more like just the typical damage. We're at Southwest 142nd Street. This is on Sunset Drive. The road, now that the daylight is out, you can see that all the way down this road there is quite a bit of debris, destruction, down trees, what you're expecting. Now, on both sides of this road, suddenly a lot of one-way streets have had to become two-way roads if people have tried to go around all of this obstruction. This road, in fact, was just completely impassable just about an hour and a half ago. Now cars are able to get by, but that's not because of the city. That's because of one man, one Good Samaritan, who actually got out of his car, brought his axe, and started chopping away. Cliff Hartman was working a 24-hour shift. We have some video that shows him as he was chopping up this tree. He rode out the storm while he was working security. He brought his axe, started clearing debris and branches from the street because he didn't feel like he or anyone else should have to drive over all of this that now could just be just as damaging to your car. He went through Andrew. Now he calls Hurricane Irma incredibly impressive.
I was here through Andrew, but I didn't see wind and rain like this. This was an amazing storm. It's like I figured my house was probably destroyed, but my son's at home. They said, no, it's fine.
You're surprised by that?
Yeah.
Now, his worry was that he'd have to actually go through 25 more trees in order to actually get home. But you can see here we're getting a live look at some more damage. This is that tree that just virtually snapped in half. We've actually seen a lot of other trees that were pulled, literally uprooted from their foundations. Right now, as we were driving around this morning, the other issue is that there is no power to a lot of this area. To most of the neighborhoods that we passed through, we really only found one that had power around here, so it made it incredibly difficult. There are a lot of low-hanging power lines, a lot of hazards, so you have to be very, very careful when you are driving around.
Yeah, talk about teamwork, you know, when it comes to the professional crews and also just average residents trying to help clean up our South Florida community. This guy wasn't going to let anything keep him from getting back to his family and his home because he had to
spend the storm away from them because he was working as a security guard. So he said that he had gone through Hurricane Andrew, Riel, and he says that this was even worse. So what else did he say about this storm?
And for him, he said during Andrew, he said he didn't see the wind and the rain as sustained as he saw it with Irma. He said his house was fine during Andrew, but Irma, he actually didn't expect it to still be standing, but it was. And of course, you just heard he was very surprised by that. He said, he's, like everybody else, he's got some downed trees. That for him, he said, is going to be very easy to clear out and pick up.
And we're seeing a live picture now there, I believe it's to your left, of all these crews going out there and working. Can you kind of walk us through what you're seeing there, what you've seen? Is this just starting now, or has this been going on for a bit now?
No, Eugene and Lauren, these are actually the first crews. Other than that man, these are actually look like city or county cleaning crews that are actually out here clearing debris. This is a bulldozer that it looks like right here that is picking up this large tree branch that is snapped in the middle of the street. But before this, we had not seen anyone out, so it looks like daybreak. They're finally getting out and starting to make some of these roads easier to get by.
And Riel, is there anyone directing traffic? I know earlier this morning, probably not, but now we're seeing, as you mentioned, they're driving on the right side of the road, then moving over to the left side of the road, but I'm not seeing any kind of law enforcement there sort of telling people where to go.
No, we have not seen. We've seen several cops parked at different various spots around both the Kendall neighborhood, Southwest Miami-Dade, where we had been driving through. The officers were mainly there to block areas that were just unsafe for people to pass through. We didn't see anybody else clearing debris this morning. A lot of those areas were unsafe because they were power lines or there were large trees that were actually crashed into something that just would be difficult for your car to actually get through.
All right, Riel Creighton reporting live for us from Kendall. Riel, thank you. People itching to get out. You see it. The traffic's starting to build out there. It's
pretty impressive that people are out on the roads right now. I thought that they might take a little bit longer, you know, just to, because there's no work.
Have a cup of coffee.
Well, because there's no work and there's no school, and now's a good time to remind people that school's actually no school today, no school tomorrow, really, because a lot of these schools in both Miami-Dade and Broward were used as shelters, so they got to assess the situations there, move all the evacuees out first. That's certainly going to be a process, especially because a lot of those evacuation zones like Miami Beach and Fort Lauderdale Beach still have plenty of cleanup themselves to do before they can let their residents back in.